Yeah, like I said, I think that, well, I know that if people got like, a stable income, they would definitely not shop at like Walmart or like Amazon as much. I was talking when we went on this road trip. I mean, we talked to somebody in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and that's one of the things that he said to us. He's like, "Yeah, I was trying to. So I would go to like maybe not Cedar Rapids, but I know in like in Delaware, like people go to like to Amish markets and stuff. That's like a really popular
Mm-hmm.
people do to get fresh food and like to get healthy food. People would rather have that than like processed foods. Food was so like we're addicted to salt and sugar. Like that needs to end as soon as possible. All of these things like people, it's so funny. Like people are like you said, we really are becoming to be trained to not see other people as human. That was said really poorly, but because we don't see people as human as they really are, then we just see us as like efficiency machines, and I think it's harder to trust that a person, like a homeless person would treat, a freedom dividend respectfully, because people are like, oh, they're gonna stay homeless and like continue to use drugs if they are using drugs, and they're gonna stay in that place, and that's just not true. Like that just like to me is stupid, because like if I were homeless, I would be like, oh, this is like an opportunity for me to get out of the situation. So, yeah.
Well, and the other part of that is, let's say you give them that money, and like there's going to be a percentage of them that this is their lifestyle. Like I've seen it. They are. That's why they don't even. When you go to that community and you talk about their culture, they don't like being called homeless, because it sounds like that they don't have something that they should have. They like to be called street people, because that's what they are, and that's closer to what they see themselves as. Because yes, some of them, some of them fell in bad times, and then because they fell in bad times, mental issues became a thing, and now they're trying to dig themselves out of this hole. And yeah, there's a big population of that are going to take that and take that dividend and just run with it, and they're probably going to be some of the most successful people in the world. Like you'll notice that like when you go on the streets and you learn how to hustle, man, when somebody finally gives you a chance, you are gonna hustle. You are going to like grind it out, and you're gonna become the next Jeff Bezos. And we're gonna have to figure out how to stop you at that point. But there's gonna be a population of people who are going to stay what they are. And there's nothing, I think that's part of it, is there's nothing wrong with that. Because at least in that society, you're gonna have less panhandlers. And instead of again, it goes back to how do we treat people when they ask us for money on the street? We have two answers usually, unless it's yes, like here's some money, and like that's one answer. But we have two no answers. One is like, sorry, I don't have any cash on me, whether you do or not. And the other one is, why don't you get a job? And that's harsh. And even then, like when the people that say, I'm sorry, I don't have any cash, you're still just like, I don't know if you're just gonna go and buy drugs with this money, or if you're actually gonna go buy food. And and then like you yourself feel like, oh, but maybe I should have given that person money. And then when they have the freedom dividend, it's not going to be a question. Like you're just kind of your first question is going to be, why are you not getting the freedom dividend? Are you having a tough time getting your money? Can we do anything to help you? That's going to be our first response. And because there's not going to be like, get a job. You're just going to be like, what's preventing you from getting a freedom dividend? And if the answer is going to be like, well, nothing, I do get it. And then you can just be like, well, sorry, I can't, at that point you feel you kind of, you've done it. You've whether through VAT tax or whatever what it is that's going to make the freedom dividend happen, that we as a society decided to already do something, and we have donated our money to make sure that everyone has something. So that guilt goes away. And I also think like that the panhandling idea is going to go away. But then the other side of that is, the negative side of, or the dark side of panhandling is that some people are stuck in situations where they are panhandling for other people, whether it's, drug dealers or human trafficking or sex slavery, like whatever you want to call it. They're in a situation where, somebody's forcing them to do that. So then that somebody else is going to provide for them what they need. Well, those people are going to be a lot less. Like it's like those homeless people that you see get dropped off sometimes. But that situation is going to decrease, because if those people have a freedom dividend, universal basic income, they're not going to rely on the people who have them trapped because of their addiction or because of their, because of, I guess, like the cards that life dealt them. The UBI is going to be their way out of that, I guess, like Andrew says it, like abusive relationship, whether it's on the street or in your workplace, it's abusive regardless.
Yeah.
And so you're just going to see less and less of it. And we're going to treat those people differently. And so, and even the people that are going to still just do the drugs, you're just going to be like, well, they probably are going to find their own culture somewhere. I mean, right now, or like a few years ago, it was in Eugene, Oregon. Eugene, Oregon was like the drug capital of America. And that's where people went to hang out, and that's where they banded together, and they created their own communities, and they didn't really bother people. Everybody just kind of knew that that's where it was, and it was a bit of a stigma to it, but it's, they made their own community. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the whole point, is stop having a prejudice on people's lifestyles. Let people's tribalism be a positive thing in their life and not a negative thing. Because right now our tribalism leads us to echo chambers where we don't listen to each other, and then you just get a lot of garbage thrown your way, and then you separate from the rest of the world, and like as soon as somebody liberal comes up to you and you're a conservative, you're like, I'm not even going to listen to you, and vice versa. But if we're tribal in a way where we're communicating with each other interpersonally, not just online, and you actually see that tribalism out in the world, then you're going to be more okay with it. You're just going to be like, oh yeah, those people are over there doing their thing, and that's cool, because I'm over here doing my thing, and that's cool, because I'm getting a freedom dividend. I'm not worried about whether I'm going to pay my bill next month or not. So it's like this whole mentality shift that we're going to have on how we treat each other and how we treat people that are different than us.
Yeah, you're totally right. I mean, I think it's interesting. There's this show on Netflix called Russian Doll. Have you seen it before?
Yep.
Dude, that when you said what you said, like, it reminded me of like the end. we're not gonna spoil anything for you guys, because you really should see it. I rewatched it like twice already. Like the end of of the like of them having fun. Like, that was like, oh my god, these people are so happy, and I want to be a part of this party. Yeah. It's so true.
I just got chills. Like, you just brought me back to the show, and I got chills at the end of that show, and
I know.
I got chills again, because I didn't even make that connection. But you're so right.
Oh my god, guys. Yeah, I mean, like, you're right. Like, certain people will not choose to not be a part of modern society. And that makes sense, because, like I said, like, it really is stressful being in the modern world. Like, this is like really real. Like, our human brains have not evolved to really handle all of the stimuli. So I understand if you want to just like distance yourself from it. Like, honestly, like, if I could choose, I would probably be in a cabin in the woods somewhere. Like, it's just like being like a cashier. I work, if you guys don't know, I work at a retail store called Hallmark. It's a card store, and being there, like, at first it was fun and everything like that, but like now I've been there for like about 2 years now, but now I just get so much freaking anxiety, because like you said, like, I feel like I'm kind of treated as like a robot, just rigging up people or putting away stuff. And like, it is the better of the retail stores, because like the customers there are pretty nice and everything like that, but it is like I just feel like, oh my god, like, not to make anybody upset, like, to make sure I always have a smile on my face. Like, it gets really stressful all the time. So I can't wait to like quit that job finally. But I totally understand why like a homeless person or a street person would not want to be a part of that, because it's not fun. So hopefully fighting for the freedom dividend for them too, of course.